Mr. Parker Jones, did you call the emergency services on the night of the 17th? Stars Princess Kate's 63-day disappearance is getting major attention this week. A confluence of events has led to this week being some kind of breaking point. The Princess of Wales has not been seen, photographed, or heard from since Christmas Day, over 63 days ago. Prince William looks like he can barely crawl out of a bottle for his few public appearances since Kate went missing. There was the mess with the staged photos outside of the London clinic. Then William wasn't seen visiting Kate at all, even though they claimed she had major abdominal surgery. No insurance company in the world is going to accept abdominal surgery as a diagnosis, a procedure, or a reason for medical care. Kensington Palace can't even keep anyone properly updated on Kate's condition. Sources claimed that Kate went to Norfolk 2 weeks ago. Then they never mentioned whether or not she returned to Adelaide Cottage in Windsor. Kate's parents have also been MIA, no updates from Carol Middleton, and no sightings either, all while Kate's siblings enjoy ski holidays and beach holidays, and all while Queen Camilla looks just like the cat who got the cream. Meanwhile, for the past 2 months, William has alternately looked bleak, panicked, drunk, and or in over his head. It feels like King Charles used Prince Harry's quick visit as a way to smoke out William from whatever bender he was on, and it worked. William was suddenly very eager to throw a very loud tantrum over all things Harry, and William also rushed out and did a handful of events. Then William disappeared again, suddenly pulling out of an appearance at his godfather's memorial service and loudly insisting that it had nothing to do with the unaliving of Thomas Kingston. It's turning into a downright Agatha Christie mystery. Added to all of that, suddenly we got this covered, decided to publish this story. What would happen to Prince William if he was charged with a serious crime? Subhead, can you send a prince to prison? And what happens when he becomes king? It was making the rounds on Twitter yesterday alongside all of the other royal news. So many people are paying attention to these royal dramas nowadays. Kate Middleton has been trending for 24 hours, and I get the feeling that Kensington Palace had no idea how international their mess would become. And if you get a look at the other terms that are trending along with her name, it is wild indeed, right? What's going on behind the scenes? You know, I think we all had our sort of corny opinions about what was going on and what the reasons could have been and what the uneven behavior and the swaying at the investiture, like he was in a tribute video for Smooth Criminal, dropping the medal, you know, sort of being uninformed and inappropriate at the BAFTAs with those actresses. It doesn't give stability. It doesn't seem like everything is under control or on the mend or getting better. One commenter says the Wales kids' nanny, Maria Teresa Turion Borayo, has packed her bags and left. If this is true, could she have been the source for Concha Calleja's story in the Spanish media? Spanish nanny speaks Spanish and knows who the right authoritative journalists are in her home country. Another commenter adds, if Nanny Maria ran away to Spain, that is big news. Or she could have been the source, or someone in her family she confided in who isn't bound by an NDA. It's definitely an intriguing tale. Conspiracies are abounding. I think that there's a lot going on that we're not aware of, and at at the very best, I hope that Kate is on the mend and that we'll all be, chuckling about the silly intrigues of the past few months, but it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't seem like that. All kinds of people get into very worrying medical situations, right? We've got a ton of American medical dramas to testify to that. But why not issue the just warmest, driest kind of reassurance to the public? It just doesn't, one commenter adds, I think if anyone at the palace could send out a proof of life image or tweet on Kate's behalf, they would have done so already. I don't buy that if she is really just recovering from surgery, they couldn't prop her up in bed with a ton of makeup, one of her janky wigs, slap some Vaseline on the lens, and call it a day. If she were in any way available to be photographed, they would have done it. Plus, as many of us have said, Kensington Palace could just send out a thank you for your kind wishes tweet from Catherine. They don't even need a photo or visual, or at least they wouldn't have 2 weeks ago. From my standpoint, I think the continued silence from Kensington Palace could be, number one, incompetence. Maybe Kensington Palace is in shambles behind the scenes and they don't have a strategy for handling Kate's absence, and they are afraid to say or do too much. It wouldn't be the first time people have overestimated just how bad these cronies and Nepo hires really are at their jobs. Number two, Kate is missing, absent, or unavailable, and Kensington Palace doesn't know exactly where she is or what's going on. They would be afraid to release something that either accidentally gives away too much or will be immediately contradicted. Better say nothing than be caught in a lie. The last time I saw the Rota actually angry with William is when he lied about having had COVID. Wouldn't want a repeat of that. 3. Finally, in my opinion, the most likely possibility is that Kensington Palace and the Rota know perfectly well where she is and why. They released the information about Kate's surgery because they were afraid it would break, and have sworn the Rota to secrecy for now. Maybe they haven't put out any posts on Kate's behalf because they weren't sure of the timeline initially, or when, for example, Kate returns after an extended hospitalization for exhaustion or something like that. It will be obvious that she was not, in fact, recovering well at Adelaide and reading people's cards, etc. But still, I don't understand why Kensington Palace and their account couldn't thank well-wishers on her behalf. Another commenter says, or William is freezing her out for some reason. My best hope is that, she's on the mend and that it's just something, boring, like a divorce, a long-term separation and a divorce. And, Kate's not cooperating, not doing events, not playing nice until she and, her family get what they want financially, real estate wise, etc. And they're playing hardball at this point because this is the best leverage that they have, and we're over here fretting about it. That would be cool. People have suggested darker outcomes, and I don't want to believe that. She's a young, vibrant, stylish woman and has 3 beautiful children with Prince William, and certainly the future looks very bright. And maybe they just need to give in and give her and her family their way and everyone go their merry way. But if sources are to be believed, this separation has been going on in various iterations since 2014, 2015, way before Princess Meghan came on the scene. And that, that tracks for the royal family and the royal family men. Let me know what you think.